Picture this. You're standing outside a Chase Bank in Newark, New Jersey. You've got $9,800 in a CVS bag. You walk in, deposit it, walk out. Then you do it again at the Wells Fargo 4 blocks away. Then a Bank of America. You've made $600 today, and you have no idea whose money that was. That's level 1. By level 6, you're not standing outside a bank. You own one. You are a smurf. Not the cartoon kind. In money laundering, a smurf is the person at the very bottom, the one who physically moves dirty cash into the banking system. Here's why the number $10,000 matters. In the US, any cash deposit over 10 grand automatically triggers a report to the government called a CTR, a currency transaction report. So the solution: never deposit over 10 grand. Stay at $9,800, $9,500. Keep it invisible. This is called structuring, and it's already a federal crime just to do it. Even if the money itself was clean, you get paid per run, maybe $200, $300. You don't know who you're working for. You don't ask. You're completely replaceable and completely exposed. If anything goes wrong, you're the one with your face on the bank cameras. Welcome to the bottom of the food chain. Level 2. The front business. You've moved up. You now run a business, a laundromat, a nail salon, a parking garage. Something that deals in a lot of cash and is very hard to audit. Here's how it works. Say your laundromat actually earns $5,000 a week, but you report $12,000. The extra $7,000. That's dirty money, drug money, fraud money, whatever. That just got mixed in with your real receipts and came out the other side as legitimate taxable income. You pay taxes on it. That's the whole point. You're buying cleanliness with an IRS bill. The problem is your name is on the LLC. Your face is on the business license. When investigators come, and eventually they always come, you are the paper trail. The people above you are nowhere to be found. Now we go digital. You take dirty cash, convert it into Bitcoin or Monero, run it through a mixer, a service that scrambles the transaction trail by pooling your coins with thousands of others, then swap it across 3 different blockchains, and cash it out through an exchange in a country that doesn't ask questions. Estonia, Seychelles, wherever. People at this level think they're untouchable. Crypto feels anonymous. It isn't. Every transaction is permanently recorded on a public ledger. Companies like Chainalysis exist specifically to trace this, and they're very good at it. The Silk Road guy thought the same thing. He's serving 2 life sentences. You buy a $2.3 million condo in Miami, CAS, through an LLC with no named owner. You let it sit. You sell it 18 months later for $2.1 million. A loss on paper. Doesn't matter. The money that came out is clean. It went through a legitimate real estate transaction. It's now traceable to a property sale, not to whatever it was before. High-end real estate is one of the oldest washing machines in history. For decades you could buy American property through anonymous shell companies, and nobody asked a single question. The government introduced rules to fix this. They apply to about 12 zip codes. Miami, Manhattan, a few others. Everywhere else, still wide open. You don't touch money anymore. You design the system that money flows through. A Delaware LLC owns a Cyprus holding company, which owns a Luxembourg investment fund, which owns a Cayman Islands trust, which controls a bank account in Singapore. Each layer is legal. Each layer is in a different jurisdiction. No single lawyer knows the whole picture. You charge a setup fee in the hundreds of thousands. Your clients are oligarchs, cartel bosses, corrupt politicians, and occasionally, just occasionally, completely legitimate wealthy people who want privacy. The Panama Papers, the Pandora Papers. These leaks exposed thousands of these structures. Almost nobody went to jail because building the structure isn't necessarily illegal. It's what gets moved through it that is, and that's very hard to prove. This is the level that should make you angry. You work at a major bank, correspondent bank, meaning your institution processes transactions on behalf of other banks in high-risk regions. You move billions, and somewhere in that flow, a lot of it is dirty. You know the signs. Your compliance team flags it, but the fees are enormous, and the clients are powerful, and somehow the reports never quite make it where they need to go. In 2012, HSBC was caught laundering hundreds of millions of dollars for Mexican drug cartels. The Sinaloa cartel, the same cartel from that other video. HSBC paid a fine of $1.9 billion. Not a single executive went to prison. The fine was roughly 5 weeks of profit. At every other level on this list, you go to jail. At this level, you pay a fine and go back to work on Monday. The Smurf gets 5 years in federal prison. The banker gets a smaller bonus that year, and then a normal one the year after. The difference between crime and finance is sometimes just the size of your law firm, the country your holding company is registered in, and whether anyone powerful enough to care actually decides to look. If this video made you feel something, subscribe, because we've got a lot more of these coming.